called tax. So you look at the law. No, that's not a tax. No, because there is a, okay, in other places like England, road tax is different. You know, that's what they levy on fuel consumption and all that. So all the roads in England are not just good. For every fuel you buy, there is about 40%. So now, Architect Uzo Obi, VAT customer, okay, yeah, that was a very practical. Now, if you put, you see, you are doing what the law obligates you to do. But if you have a client that is not willing to pay, and you feel that you can absorb it, no problem. Because if the alternative is that they will walk away, people give discounts, don't they? And 7.5% is not so much. Yes, it's not so much. VAT in other banks is average of 20%. Yes, it's average of 20%. Once you agree that they should not pay, that means you have assumed obligation to pay. And government will come after you even if you have not received your payments. Once you have issued invoice and the date on the invoice is certain, they will come back 28 days after and say, where is our money? Okay? Frederick, tax waivers. Of course, this is one of the sub-points in the Nigerian tax space. Because people are politically connected, allow them to get certain advantages and deny others. The national tax policy that we produced in 2017, that I was privileged to be the chairman of the committee, these are what we specifically spoke against. There should be level playing ground for everyone. But you know, that is just a policy. No policy will execute itself until we have somebody who is in the driver's seat, who is aware of that document and who is purposeful about it. And the last question, is that when are you under obligation to pay tax? It depends on what type of tax. For example, under VAT, you have a duty to register before you make the first supply. And you have a duty to charge once you commence business. But if it is income tax, if you start business today, being the 4th of May, you are not under obligation to pay until 12 months after. Okay? If you are an individual, until 31st of March the following year. Because before you can determine whether you make profit or loss, you must have all your records in view. How much capital did you invest? How much salary did you pay? You know, and you must have record. Do you know that some professional companies or firms do not even have record of payroll? Even payslip. You have undeniably paid certain money to people, but there is no evidence. Unless you say this is my bank account. No. You generate some records that when they come and they see, they will know that this is a compliant company. Okay? So ladies and gentlemen, I could have omitted one or two. We can interact later. Thank you very much. Which one is that? What discounts are you going to give people from here? Oh, okay. That is not a problem at all. It's not a problem. Because you are professionals, we must agree and and sign the letter of engagement. No, it's nothing, it's just to document. Okay, ma, don't you give your clients letter of engagement?
Oh yes.
It's standard. You know, I can't talk like this and then it is in our DNA. But we will discuss, but it's inexpensive. Because this is also part of what we are doing, you know, to encourage more people to see the relevance of what we are saying. Okay? A time is going to come when my students will be doing this free. They'll just come to you, do you want to file returns? Do you want to, and they let you do them. A time, yes, free. And in other plans, government provides support for people who want to do it right. And say, okay, you don't know how to do it, come. They even give apps, free. Because government invests knowing that it will get its investment back. So the tax system does not have to be so tedious or so mysterious. Okay? There is a solution if we engage the right persons and we have the right conversation. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. It was a very, how do I say, it's a enlightening lecture. Right now, just as we don't just go back to back with lectures, we should be having a less than 5 minutes presentation by Scan Nigeria Limited. So please, I believe you're ready. Scan Nigeria Limited. Okay, please, less than 5 minutes. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Obi Ezenwa, and I represent Scan Nigeria Limited. Today, I'm here to speak about our offering. I'm going to try and do it in less than 5 minutes. I actually have a short presentation, but I'll try and whiz through. And we have a stand at booth 39 if you have any further questions. Thank you. So very quickly, we'll talk about mission and vision, tell you about the company, products, how to select the right building products for internal spaces, the 5 factors that we will promote as absolutely necessary, and then some previous projects. This is our head office based in Surulere. And very, very quickly, our mission and vision, our purpose really is to help to create more sustainable building communities basically in Lagos. It's very relevant to the topic that we have for today, which is what is Lagos. About Scan. Scan is 40 years old this year. We basically provide building systems for internal spaces. We're talking about suspended ceiling systems, plasterboard systems, raised access floor systems. We've represented a brand called Armstrong for over 30 years in Nigeria. Armstrong has been acquired by a company called North Ceiling Solutions, which is another European company. What that has done is that it has expanded the basket of products that we offer to Nigerians now. So we now offer Armstrong and AMF brands in Nigeria. We also represent a brand called Plador, which is a leading plasterboard product, and another brand called Libra Systems from the UK, which is, we provide profiles for plasterboards. So what are the 5 factors? This is critical and important in terms of selecting the right building products for internal spaces. Very quickly, health and safety. What do I mean by health and safety? I'm talking about we supply products that have these sorts of materials, and I'll pass them around if you don't mind, man. Sorry. These are some mineral fiber products. Now you have to think they're very lightweight, but they have some very good qualities. In terms of health and safety, how does this material react to fire? When there's a fire, what happens to this material, right? There's one of the products that I've passed around, Dune Supreme, that 2 years ago, a house which had this ceiling board got burnt. I have one of the burnt tiles in my office, and I'll bring it tomorrow. What our product has is basically the grid. When there's a fire, it has a system that expands, which even makes it more rigid, and the ceiling doesn't fall. What kills people during a fire? It is smoke and droplets. Right? These products are fire rated to European standards. Comfort. We're talking about lights, acoustics, etc. We have products that absorb sound. We talk about sound absorption, so that in, for example, an open plan office, someone talking at one end does not disturb someone talking at another end. Reliability. Some of our products have 30 years guarantee. Aesthetics and price performance. What do I mean by price performance? Some of these products that you will see in the markets today, they are cheap. They are very cheap. You buy it, but you have to change it the next day. Some of our products last for over 20 years. So I've talked about fire. I'm just going to whiz through some of this because I think my time is up. It's only reduced to 5 minutes. Relative humidity is a very key one. I'm sure you've gone to some maybe banks, etc., where you see the ceiling sagging. It's because of the humidity in our weather, basically. The product absorbs moisture and it starts to sag. We have products that are resistant to that have humidity. The higher you see the percentage, like Dune Supreme board is a board that has 99% relative humidity resistance. It has a lifetime guarantee against sag. Antimicrobial performance, we can install some antimicrobial boards in some key hospitals. Of course, I forgot the name of the one in Southwest, but yeah, so we have products like our BioGuard, basically, that have a coating, a surface coating. This is it, pass around. So it has a surface coating that prevents the growth of bacteria on ceilings. So this is the second to last slide. Like I said, I've flown through my slides because of the time limitation. But these are some examples of the projects that we've done, right from Dangote Obajana to now. We completed Dangote fertilizer. We're currently in Dangote refinery as we speak. We've done several CBN projects. We did the MCL, one of your colleagues. We've done Office of National Security Advisor. Our products were installed in Microsoft and Facebook Office. So if you want reliable products, Skin is known in Nigeria for providing products that can meet whatever performance they require. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Very brief. It's a pity that I couldn't really get in detail. But we don't have that time, we still have a few things to do. We'd like to call on architect Maniba to introduce the next speaker.
Good evening, everyone. It's still the Lagos Architects Forum 2022, Lab 13.0. Very quickly, we know everyone is a bit tired and dreary. We would like to call up the next speaker. Actually, our final speaker for today, Architect Theo Lawson, FNI. He studied architecture at the Architectural Association School, London, between 1978 and 1985. Where he experimented with both traditional African and high-tech design styles. Back in Nigeria, he studied earth construction techniques, culminating in his being invited to design and build the Bauchi State Museum in 1987. In 1990, he set up Total Consult, a design and build practice, and worked on many commercial and residential projects. The firm also grew to become the leader in stage and set design in the 1980s and 1990s, and executed many cutting-edge product launches and concert sets. In 1998, Theo Lawson teamed up with other designers to form the CIA, Creative Intelligence Agency, a collaborative to spearhead ideas for Lagos in the millennium. This led to his conception and the realization of Freedom Park Lagos, which a lot of us know Freedom Park, a project involving the rehabilitation of the first colonial prison in Nigeria into Lagos' most engaging art space. He's passionate about public, historical, art, and cultural spaces, and hopes to participate meaningfully in the redevelopment and rehabilitation of Lagos Island. His other projects that include the Motherland Performance Center, University of Lagos Anniversary Park, Kalakuta Museum, the Kuti Heritage Museum Abeokuta, Family Park, and Canopy Walk at the Lekki Conservation Center, to name a few. He is a fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Architects and on the advisory board of several organizations. Please put your hands together as we welcome architect Theo Lawson.
Good evening. Time is fast spent, and actually, when I was asked to make this presentation, I thought I would not be around because it was supposed to be for tomorrow, and I was scheduled to travel tomorrow. So I discussed with David, or maybe those that. So I was really to put together something to talk about Lagos. I'm very passionate about Lagos. I'm also passionate about history. I was born in Lagos, Lagos Island, and I have returned to Lagos Island in my management of Freedom Park, which is in the heart of Lagos. So there's I found this need to touch base with the past of Lagos. What was Lagos? I mean, this whole question is, what is Lagos? So without understanding the history of Lagos, we might miss the point. Please forgive this is like a skit that was done at getting over a few drinks at Freedom Park, where this whole Lagos started. And, it was all like some audio problems, but please bear with me, and if you have any questions, I'll answer after this. Thank you. police and the states and what's from Sierra Leone, the Africans and the Saudis. So those ones who live there, those the government that provided the business. Also, one of those here is that where King's College and City Hall are now used to be Hausa Barracks. Yeah, so Hausa Barracks was used to look after the horses for business. We also provided the rules for the prison, internal security of the visitors. And then right there, this time, like I said, this time, where the free slaves were established to look after the natives as making it easier for trade. Because natives were not speaking English. Free slaves were the ones who they used to translate. Okay, so now because this always said it was district, and the prison became this house of barracks here, people just come. Which is outside of here, let me see what we need. That's no longer adequate for interest. So instead of looking at exploring this area, which is the stuff, then this is Let's just stop the video. It's too painful. But basically, what I'm trying to establish here is that how much you can learn from maps and how much history you can read from maps. Like I mentioned that where King's College and City Hall are right now was where the Hausa Barracks used to be. And the Hausa Barracks was a very integral part of the colonial establishment, where they were used to essentially dominate the natives, so the local community. The same Hausa Barracks that started by King's College there was now moved to, this is the Maghreb Canal that was created in 1910 and 1914 to separate Ikoyi from Lagos Island. And they had a little bridge here, which was the only access into Ikoyi at the time. And then they established the Hausa Barracks, which is here. They moved the Hausa Barracks from where it was to here. So it became the protection line. The Ikoyi cemeteries are still here. So basically, my argument or my thought was that this became like this was a moat. So if the natives ever attacked this area, the British had not the water. I mean, you saw the picture of the Maghreb Canal, which is actually a wide canal, which is now being reduced to this gutter that passes through Obalende. But it was meant for several things: to bring in goods from the hinterland, to bring it right away to the port, and also to drain the water in Ikoyi, which area they wanted to move into, and also as a security barrier. Like I said, there are lots of little secrets you can actually learn from maps like this. All the entries into Ikoyi today are guarded by, into any government reservation area are guarded by police stations. So imagine going into Ikoyi via Odilon. Just at Palomo area there, it's all police infrastructure. Where do you want to go into? Let's go through Louis Street through that whole area. You have the whole police, Black Pearl House, and all the other police infrastructure. Through Ikoyi, through the Obalende side, we got the Pearl House and then the Dam Barracks further up. The Dam Barracks was sort of like when you moved House of Barracks from where it was looked after the looked after the Polo Club or the race course. We now created the Ikoyi Club, and the Mounted Police was also there. You had the Jordan Barracks was linked with the Ikoyi Club. Jordan Barracks linked with the golf course and the Ikoyi Club. And then at the other end, along the Awolowo roadside, you had the Mounted Police Force. So that whole area was where they moved the House of Barracks and distributed into, from Obalende all the way through to Jordan Barracks, through the Ikoyi Club, Polo Club structure. They had, yes, the interesting part here. Down here, the tip here, where the place is called, where you have the yacht club right now, it's called Magazine Point. There's a little tip that's stuck out into the ocean, stuck out into the water, and that's where the British kept their guns. So any ship coming in from abroad, from outside, from the ocean, that was the major defense line. So all the cannons were kept there. The area was called Magazine Point. And that became where they had the American Embassy, and the American Embassy took over when the British were in control. So that was part of the defense lines. Well, I will take another stab at the film because it's important to have those pictures so you can rationalize when you see the map and look at the pictures. But the story these two pictures, these two maps tell, because this was done in 1885 and this was in 1914. So the difference between the two, by the time British, first of all, this is 10 years after the 1885, the British signed the Treaty of Kosoko in 1861. That's when the British actually took control of Lagos Island. So 1885, this map, like I said, was drawn by W.T.G. Lawson, a native of West Africa, great grand uncle of ours. It's there. The evidence is there. Yeah.
We believe you.
West Africa. Thank you. So there's quite a lot we decipher between the two, the transition between that and that. You can also see that there's a tram line, there's a railway line that was established that went all the way to Edo eventually. And this was used for several things, which was meant, again, shipping goods, also used to move the military line. I mean, so all these guys went for expeditions, went by taking from their WAF office here, that's West African Frontier Force, was moved from this area by train all the way to Edo, where they were moved to different locations. But again, talking to the theme of this meeting, of this conference, what is Lagos? I think it's very important to go back to the history of who we were and what Lagos was and how it's progressed over time before we visualize it. Let's have an idea of where we're coming from before we push forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I know I'm a chairman of session, but I'm seeing so many chairs, and I'm wondering whether I'm the chairman of chairs. So we'll just round up very quickly. Architect Lawson, if you can, please try and reproduce our film with good audio, and you can share it with us. Because I think it's very interesting what he was saying, but just that we couldn't hear him. But one takeaway is that he has told us some secrets in public. And he has told us that to know where we are going, we have to be able to know where we are coming from. I think those are the few things I could pick from the paper that he gave. Pending when he's going to send the clearer audio to us. Thank you so much. I think the chairman is here. I'll hand over to him so that he will do the needful for this session. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Speaker.
President, the first Vice President, thanks so much. I mean, it's been a very long day today. We're going to round this up with giving out an award. 4 of our guests today. And thereafter, we can still go around the exhibition ground. Redwood is inviting us for a glass of champagne. I'm talking about dignitaries. So please, because we're supposed to be starting the fellows dinner in the next 20 minutes. The fellows dinner is strictly for the card holder for the dinner. It's only for limited numbers, and it's for a college of fellows and special guests. So on this note, I'll call Oniba to anchor the award, and after that, I'll call on Architect Odetoye to give us the closing prayer for today, and we continue tomorrow. Thank you very much. And before that, the Vice Chairman will give a vote of thanks today before Architect Odetoye give us a closing prayer. Over to you, Oniba.
Thank you very much, sir. So very quickly, we'll take the first award, which will be presented by our president of the Nigerian Institute of Architects, FNI, PNI. Sir, please, would you join us on stage? And first awards for today will be going to Professor Biola Son, SAN.
That's like yes, your paper. Yes, your paper on taxation was quite revealing. I recall about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I had the opportunity of attending an event, the one you were talking about between the Nigerian Institute of Public Surveyors and FOSI, and this issue of taxation and how professionals should be interested in analyzing the budget and how it affects them. And at that event, a lot of the professionals came to the realization that some things that affect us, a lot of us really don't know so much about, particularly taxation. And a lot of people can run into problems because they don't know, and they say ignorance of the law is not an excuse. So you've refreshed memories, or you have sensitized us on the need for us to keep proper records. You sensitize us on the need for us to have businesses in such a way that we don't run foul of taxation laws and all of that. And I think this kind of lecture is something we would be needing
Chair before.
Once chair.
Always a chair.
Yes, I'd like to agree with that. Once a chair, always a chair.
Just repeat. Okay, then.
For many people who didn't remember that you were the chair of Lagos chapter, particularly those who are not from this chapter, we want to thank you very much again for continuing to be very much a part of the chapter, for being chair at today's session and doing a very fantastic job at it. And so we want to say on behalf of the Lagos chapter of the Institute, your own institute, your chapter, I want to present this to you for recognition and appreciation of your contributions as session chairman. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you very much. For the next award, we would like to invite up on stage our celebrity architect for today, Architect Abimbola KGS. She's also a past Lagos State chapter chair. First of very many. Okay, ma'am. So the award will be going to Architect Theo Lawson.
Sorry, I don't think I have actually earned that today. I know, I agree. But no. Let me work on this. Give me a week to work on this now.
General watching no, it's
The chief warder of Freedom Park, Freedom Park, Lagos. It is indeed an honor. Yes, we were at celebration a few months ago. Was it October? October, yes. Well, for those who don't go to Freedom Park, I think you should make it a habit. Once in a while, just go to Freedom Park and have a good time. Unwind, it's a fantastic place. Lovely ambience. You just go there and you know what Yoruba say, that's exactly what it is.
And she wears jeans.
and these babies.
We don't take too much of our time because we're hungry at this time. Architect Theo Lawson has been one of the strong supporters of the chapter since I was chairman rather. And since 2010, yes, starting from when we had our Golden Jubilee, NIA Golden Jubilee, that's NIA 2010. He's been really supportive, and this award, it's not really commensurate to what you do. Yes, I'm not patronizing you. I don't say things I don't mean, and I don't mean what I do. By the Nigerian Institute of Architects Lagos State Chapter in recognition and appreciation of your contributions as a speaker at Lagos Architects Forum 2022. Thank you for honoring us. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, ma'am. And thank you very much, sir. For the next award for today, I'll be calling up our
Said he's not tired. So I want to appreciate him for showing such doggedness. He's been here since morning, and it gives us I will give you some highlights of tomorrow before I leave the podium now, but I still have to thank some specific people. My bros, thank you for coming all the way from Port Harcourt. Architect Yusuf. Architect Yusuf is my father. He is the chairman of the Lagos